So here's Apple on the 1 minute. Again, this is right after lunchtime. Okay, so again, this is Apple. All right, switch to the 1 minute. This is right after lunchtime, as you can see right here, 1310. So that's like 110. I'm basically just putting in some levels. Like as of this time right here, looks like the high of day was about 157, like 156.99. So I am just trying to kind of get used to charting on it. There is a way, like a shortcut, to put like trend lines and stuff in there. I'm not really that fast on the platform yet. There's AMC on the 5 minute. Not much going on there. Switch to AMD, and as you can see right here, look, I guess on market open. All right, so this is 9 o'clock. This would be right at market open, right here, 9:30. It looks like, I mean, at least AMD, and as far as I've seen, a lot of other large caps just dumped right off the open, as you can see from this dump right here. Look at that, just straight down, like, and I mean, obviously, if you're watching the price action and you see us, you feel me, topping out up here, and you see a bunch of wicks and refusing to go higher, especially at a I wouldn't say a major level, but a significant level, which is this previous close, topping out. I mean, that would be an elevating factor to at least anticipate a dump and a possible fade. So the rip. All right, here's Amazon. Look, same thing, but this thing was grinding up, crossed over VWAP, the 9 and the 120. But notice, got up to previous close up here and then just dumped. Basically, actually got up to previous close during pre-market, because here's market open right here, right at 9:30. So you can see right here, straight down, right at 9:30, and just a dump. But previous close is way up here. So this thing got up here during pre-market and then started fading, then dumped. And here's what it looks like on the 3 minute. And here's Amazon. And what I'm doing is just basically flipping through the different time frames, and just kind of trying to kind of get a better grasp of the platform and how to use it, how to be more efficient and basically faster on it. Because it is like it's an ordeal when you're switching trading platforms. You feel me? Because you get used to it. It's like muscle memory. When you switch, you have to kind of learn all the different quirks and how to use it all over again. As far as like, I mean, obviously not how to chart and read the price action, but just all the shortcuts and stuff. As you can see right here, look, this is Baba's China stock. And I'm basically trying to, and again, like I've reiterated many times on my channel, like you can't really get any major levels off an intraday chart, but you can get some, kind of short-term levels. And that's what I'm doing right here. So you can see I'm looking at this consolidation right here, and then I switched it to Google. Now, one thing I did notice is that, let me pause it. One thing that I did notice is, basically the overall market, such as, large caps, large and or mega caps, basically ran up during pre-market and then dumped, came down and found the bottom, ran up again. But for the most part, what I noticed is that they all, hit the top of the range, basically, and then faded. And it was kind of like a fake out. Look, we topped out up here. You can see the top in action. You feel me? Basically getting up to the top of the range. What I mean by top in action is, we're getting up to the top of the range, refusing to go higher. And also you can see like all these wicks up here. Generally, when the wicks are on the top, it means the price action is trying to push higher, but they're selling into it. The top in action and then this dump. Right? And this is just on Google, but I mean, it happened on basically all the large caps. It was kind of like a fake out because we topped out, it broke down, you feel me, and dumped, past the 9, past the 120 in VWAP, and looked like it was going to fade, but then they all caught a bid, but up underneath VWAP. And usually when you see something break down, crack all those levels, specifically VWAP as well, you would expect for it to keep fading. You would expect for it to keep fading, but they caught some support. They caught a bid under VWAP, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's Meta. Look at Meta. Look off the open. Look, everything's running up in pre-market. Look, and prior close, previous day close is way down here on Meta. That thing freaking ran up decent. Look, look at this wick, and look right at market open. You see the volume was decent too. I need to get an average volume indicator down here, but this is a 500,000 shares right here. So right off the open, this thing had some decent volume, 1 million shares. But look, what I was getting ready to say was look at this is kind of bullish because you see the price action going up. I mean, consolidation, healthy pullback, some consolidation, and then a higher low. So I would consider like this little pattern right here bullish. But once we get up here and you see this candle would be indecisive, right? But a little more to the bullish side because the wick is longer on the bottom, but there's also a wick on the top. So more leaning toward the bullish side, but still indecisive. But then once you see this thing right here, which is just like more than half of this candle is just a wick, and the wick is on the top. I mean, obviously that's bearish, especially on the 5 minute. And then look, right after that, we just crack VWAP, crack the 9, and then put in a lower low and a lower high while it's just a doja candle while rejecting off the 9 EMA. So I would consider that bearish. And then as you can see from the next candle, just another rejection off of VWAP and the 9, and then ultimately coming down here and cracking the 120 as well, and then just fading. But notice, got down here and caught a bid, found some support. Now, I guess biotech, pharmaceuticals like Big Pharma, or I guess biotech and Big Pharma would be obviously in the same sector, which is healthcare. This is a mega cap. This is a large cap. Moderna. Now, Moderna did something different. So obviously the healthcare sector was doing something a little different than the rest of the market, because as you can see, previous closes here. This is what this line is. Off the open, this thing just caught support, actually cracked previous close, but they bought it back up. That's why you see the long wick on the bottom. And then that thing just took off. You feel me? Bouncing off of, like I said, found some support on previous close and also VWAP, and then putting in a higher low, crossing over the 120 as well. This directional SMA, which is a simple moving average, 120-day period on that. And then a higher low, crossing over the 9, another higher low with this candle opening above the previous candle, which is bullish, obviously. And then just a series of bullish candles resulting in a bullish pattern. And that thing just ripped to the upside. I mean, from 150 up here to what? 156, 50s? Decent. You feel me? But I guess you could say from 930, these are 5-minute candles. So 930, 935, 940. I mean, this is 15 minutes after market open. Within 15 minutes, you would expect to at least see a clear direction on the market or some type of range to be put in. Look, this thing just ripped to the upside and then topped out and, faded. But notice what I said, got up, topped out, and then started fading, gave back the 9 and VWAP, you feel me? But consolidated underneath VWAP. And that's a recurring theme that I seen today. Now, when you see my cursor move off the screen, basically what I'm doing is going to my other monitor and clicking on my watch list. Now one thing, and I mean, obviously you can do this with probably all platforms where you can kind of link up your chart, obviously, to your level 2, your time and sales, and, like maybe your options chain or a different chart. So that way when you click on a ticker, like on your watch list, it changes, every instance that you have linked to it, to that ticker. So then your time and sales, your level 2, your option chain if you have one, and also like another chart that you may have on a higher time frame, like for instance the daily chart. because that's where you want to get like most of your levels from. Like your real levels are gonna obviously come off the daily chart, especially on the days with high volume and where there's multiple levels, support and or resistances on the daily, preferably with high volume.